victims will often be asked to be witnesses in court. And that can be stressful and that can be nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking for police officers to give evidence.
Getting prepared to go to court is really, really important. I went to the courtroom. They contacted me and we went there and I had a look at it, and so I went, okay, so that's where the jury sits and there's the stand and he's going to be over there. At least seeing that was how it was going to be, I had a few days to digest that and try and prepare for it.
We can show them around, get them familiar with the courtroom, show them where the judge sits and all the various people involved, so that when they actually are giving their evidence on the day, they're already familiar.
I went into the waiting room, that's before you go into the courtroom itself, and it's just got courtroom 1, courtroom 2, and you get told which courtroom you're going into. However, the offender support team was there, and it was very awkward, and I felt quite anxious being there.
If a victim comes to court and they have concerns about seeing the offender, we'll certainly make sure that they can come in another door or be kept at a side room somewhere within the court until it's necessary for them to give their evidence.
If you've been asked to give evidence in court, there's a reason you've been asked to give evidence in court, and your evidence is important. The prosecutor will be asking some questions, and then the defence lawyer will be asking some questions, and then the judge may ask some questions.
The judge manages the courtroom and may intervene when witnesses are being questioned.
There were some questions that they asked me that, say, required a closed response, a yes or no answer, and I said, well, I can't answer that with a yes or no. There's more to it. And then the defence attorney said, well, that's all I want, an either yes or no answer. I said, well, I'm not prepared to give that. And I turned around and looked at the judge and I said, I would like to qualify it. She said, by all means. It's nothing like they make out on TV. So you don't talk at a normal pace, and it has to be very slow and deliberate. So to a certain degree it takes the emotion out of it, because you can't just let rip and say what you want to say.
We watch American programs and American style of, and it's totally different. I mean, the lawyer doesn't approach the bench, doesn't walk around, just pretty much stands there when they have to stand up when they're talking.
So a victim can have as many people in the gallery as they like to support them. If they want a support person in court when they're actually giving evidence next to them or near them, then they need to talk to the prosecutor about that beforehand. There could be other witnesses, especially in more serious cases. You can have up to 20, 30 witnesses, and there'll be photos, exhibits. There's a lot happening in a courtroom. The police or the Crown Prosecutor, they need to prove their case beyond reasonable doubt that the defendant committed the offence. At the end of the defendant fixture or the trial, a verdict will come back of guilty or not guilty. Sometimes a verdict will come back as not guilty. And that's not to say that the victim's not believed, but it just means that the police haven't been able to prove the charge beyond a reasonable doubt. If the defendant is found guilty, then the matter will be remanded to another day for sentencing.